Well, hello there, Master Hellish here, and welcome to our Thursday night Kerbal Space Program live Let's Play, where in about 13 minutes we will be doing some KSP, and I am going to try to make a fueling station on the moon. Whether we do all that tonight, I have no idea, because we need to scan it, and we need to design it, and test it, and get it over there, and all sorts of other bits and bobs. But that's what we're going to do later. Clipmaker, hello and welcome, watching there on Twitch, and of course Brandon's there as well. Fueling station, yes. So I haven't decided what format it's going to take yet, so we'll talk about that when we come round to it. But today, my phone broke. That's the story of today. I've got a Google Pixel 4, and I've got a funny feeling that one of my chargers might be destroying my phones, because this is the fourth Google Pixel 4 I've had where the battery has expanded. In fact, the battery's here. Now this one, this is the battery. I've taken it out. Isn't too bad. Okay, isn't too bad. It hasn't noticeably gone much. Okay. No, Brandon, because if they were all expanding, because I've had like a 100% problem with every pixel I've had, and it's been the same problem. If every pixel in the world had 100% of that problem, it would be recalled. It would be end of the model, you know. It would be, yeah. So no, it's not a problem. Well, maybe it's a problem with the Google Pixel 4 where they're susceptible to it, but you look online and you'll find stories about every phone having a problem, and you've got to put it into context. It's like, well, how many million of them have they sold, and what percentage actually have that failure? But nonetheless, I have ordered a new battery off the Tinterweb, so hopefully tomorrow I'll be able to fix it. Hopefully. I don't think I've ever done a repair job on a phone. I've tried to repair many things over the years. Usually something, if it's out of warranty and it's going to cost a fortune at a repair store, then I will probably try and fix it myself before sending it off for being recycled. In this case, as far as I'm aware, the rest of the phone is okay. I've actually got the back plate here. The back plate I've disconnected completely. There's the back of the phone. Came off quite easily. It came off quite easily because the battery had actually pushed half of it off already. That's how you know your battery's expanding. But yeah, it was about, over the last couple of weeks, I've been having problems using the tap to pay with the tap to pay with my phone. It's like sometimes it'll work, sometimes it won't. And then today, my phone just wouldn't wirelessly charge at all. And the last time I had charging problems with a phone was because of battery expansion. So I took my case off, and I had a little look, and I could see that down one edge, the phone kind of like, the front and back of the phone were perfectly in line with the edge, and then I turned it round, and yes, the front was fine, but the back was bulging on one side there. And just with a tiny bit of heat from a heat gun, this just came right off. Obviously, I disconnected the tab correctly. I didn't just didn't pull the ribbon cable straight out of its socket. The battery repair is an easy repair on the Pixels. Yes, that is what I'm hoping. It does appear to be the case. I thought these days with phones and stuff, they made it really difficult to do absolutely anything. But then thinking back, that is just complaints I've heard about other companies. I haven't really heard complaints about Pixel repairs. And from what I can tell, I just pop the new one in, do the little clips. I will probably need to redo the gluing on the edges. That's a point. I don't have any adhesive tape that is appropriate for that. We'll see. Maybe if it works, I'll buy the adhesive tape and then finish the repair properly. If it doesn't work, I won't buy the tape, and I'll probably just send the phone off to be recycled. Yeah. Be glad that you have the right to repair with those products. I mean, when it's out of warranty, Brandon, it just doesn't matter. Whether you've got a right or not. Yeah. Yeah, I mean, your numbers for the Apple stuff are not correct. I don't recognise that. But yeah, essentially the cost of the repair kit from Apple and hiring the tools that you need to do it is absolutely crazy. I'm pretty sure they use special everything. I've just got I've got this little kit. It's actually like a fix-it kit. Not an iFixit. That's a brand. Okay, so it's like a little fixing kit. And I have managed to get into every single Logitech and Google device I've ever needed to with this one kit. Whether I've been successful or not is entirely different kettle of fish. So yes. And I have I'm going to carefully, I 3D printed not long ago a screw tray. I'm not going to tip it up because there's screws inside. But yes, this is a screw tray. It has got holes for magnets to be put in, but I haven't done it yet because I'm not sure if I'm going to reprint this or not, because there was a little bit of issues with some of the layers. So I don't know if I'm going to reprint it at some point or whether I'm just going to deal with it. Yes, 3D printing a parts tray. I'm not sure if I recorded that one. I've been recording odd bits of footage when I've been doing 3D printing so that if I get the time, I can get round to doing more 3D printing videos. Every now and then, I do 3D print something. Like, what did I print recently? I printed the top of the server. So we've got a new server for the LAN parties that I'm going to try and organise. And the top of the server has a radiator on the outside. And, hang on a minute. The server's not connected to anything. It's also not turned on. So I can actually show you. Oh. So if you haven't seen any of my other posts, this is our server. It's made out of spare parts and second-hand stuff that we've purchased. And the only problem is that the CPU that this came with didn't have a normal heatsink. It had a radiator. Okay. And the radiator doesn't fit in the case that we had. So it was either pay a lot of money for a new case or just completely cut a hole in the top of the case and mount the radiator to it and then mount the fans on the outside. And these covers on the top here are 3D printed. And they do a fantastic job. You can't get your finger... Well, I don't think you can actually touch the fan, even if you try. Maybe if you had a really small little finger. But yes. Job's a good one. Oh! There we go. Try and put the server back without trashing the server. There we go. A close orbit sun monitoring station for science and gubbins. Yeah, I think we ought to try and get close to the sun at some point. It's just the amount of delta V involved is ridiculous. It is. So, fingers crossed, my new battery will arrive tomorrow. I do actually have a secondary phone. Alright, so the last time that my phone died on me, I borrowed this phone from a friend. Now, they know I still have it. I know I still have it. We've just never remembered to pass the phone back to each other when we've seen each other. So what I've done is I've mounted it on a little tripod and it's logged in with my account and I use it as a second camera if I need to. So what I might do is I might use this to actually record trying to fix my phone. Maybe we'll do a little vlog about that. So yeah, we'll see about that. I'll just put that over here for now. Otherwise I'll forget. There we go. So yeah. It's been. I mean, that was all. When did that happen? Middle of today. So part of me did go, ooh, will I need to buy a new phone now? Which I don't want to do because they're expensive. Although I did manage to get my phone contract changed. I buy my phones myself and then I buy a phone contract because most of the time it's cheaper. I did look at what the new phone would cost me on a contract. And I can't remember the exact numbers, but if you get the cost of the SIM plus the cost of buying the phone outright, and then compare that to a SIM plan that has a phone with it over the 24 months which they make you do it, I think it still works out cheaper to buy the phone. And if you buy it direct from Google, they do a 0% financing. So you can pay monthly over the course of 2 years. I don't see why you wouldn't. Why why wouldn't you do it that way around if it worked out cheaper over the course of 2 years? Like, you end up paying a small amount a month for the phone and a small amount a month for the SIM card instead of a massive amount a month for a phone and SIM. I don't know. Maybe it's just people that don't realise there's different ways of doing it, or just want the easy life of going, oh, that one, and then having it. I don't know. Right, where's Jackamat? Jackamat's usually here. he doesn't miss many KSP streams. What we got else? No, there's not much interesting in my emails. Emails can go away. I'll get rid of that. We're not doing any firing of lasers tonight that I know of. Firing of lasers. We don't want to do that. So yes, the short version of the thing is that I have had what I believe to be a disproportionate amount of bad Pixel batteries. And I can't think of what could possibly be the reason, apart from either A, very bad luck, or B, I've got something wrong with one or both of my chargers. And it's putting unnecessary strain and pressure on my battery and forcing it to eventually fail. So yeah, I kind of feel like maybe I should invest in some new chargers, because I use induction charging, wireless charging for both of my chargers. So I've got one on my desk here that sits just in front of my just behind my keyboard, so I can see my phone if I need to, for any reason, so if any case anything pops up. And then the one on my bedside table is like a flat version of this. It's a small round one. And I don't know. They're the same brand. They're supposed to be used for the phones I bought it for. I don't know. So there we go. I've got a broken phone and I'm not happy about it. But we're going to make me happy by playing some KSP. So let's do that. Let's get Kerbal Space Program up and open. Whilst that's loading, I played a little bit of EVE Online recently. I've been nipping in and out of the game. And I do enjoy it. I always go back to EVE. I never perma-quit EVE. What? Oh, there's a new launcher? Oh, what's this? Oh yeah, KSP Early Access. We're going to have to keep an eye on that, folks. KSP 2 Early Access is coming, apparently, February 24th, 2023. I might take a couple of days off work. That is probably going to be my game of the year, potentially. But I'm not quite sure why I've got this new launcher. I didn't know that we have a launcher now for this. Never mind. Dwarf Fortress is being released early December. Yeah, if I remember correctly, I think it's the 6th of December. Not sure. Oh well. I can't quite remember. Yeah, I mean, as far as I can think, I think Kerbal Space Program 2 is the only game I have in my mind that I want to buy in the future. Probably get the new GTA when that comes out. Ah, well. Game's still loading, it's nearly finished. We got a message from Facebook. Thanks, OpenTTD, for founding your channel. Love the streams, you rock. Thank you very much. I'm glad that you like them. I'm hoping to be able to refresh or extend some of the tutorial stuff sometime soon. Yes. Right, the game has finally loaded. Oh, yeah, it took a little while today. I don't know whether it's to do with the launcher or there was also an update, I think. So I'll just load my save game and then we'll jump straight in. Yep, the loading the save game seemed to be okay. Okay. Let's see. Not that you'll be able to run it. I don't know anything about the minimum requirements or anything like that, Brandon. Do you know anything about the minimum requirements? There we go. There's the Thrustmaster joystick out and ready to roll. Okay, so... Oh, we have to bring our Kerbals back first, don't we? I can't remember what we did. We got Brandon back, didn't we? So we've got we got that second stage. Oh, the moon digger ran out of fuel, didn't it? Ah, that's right. The moon digger lander ran out of fuel. I remember from last time. Oh, I ain't got my headphones on. I can't hear anything. You guys can't hear anything. Why can't you guys hear anything? Oh, maybe you can. It's just a bit quiet. Okay. Oh, that's the scanner one. Oh, that hasn't got any fuel in it, has it? No, it hasn't got any fuel in it. I feel like deorbiting that with monopropellant, but let's quit to main menu. Oh, no, hang on a minute. I remember now. The ship that we are going to use to rescue them is at the Kerbal Space Station. So we need to do that first before we do the fuely stuff. Here it is. This is the one. We filled it full of fuel. It's got 2,500 meters per... Oh, hang on. We need to disconnect it first. Right. Get the right section. Undock. Right. Yes. 3,700 meters per second of delta V. Which seems good to me. We'll turn the SAS on. Try and move the craft without smashing into the space station. Apparently people have reviewed KSP2 already. Yeah, I'm not sure about that. That sounds dodgy, that does. Then again, you know, people might have the like the alphas and the other things. Right, let's close the nose cone. There we go. Key 2, that is, on my keyboard. Chris Abbott is here as well. Good evening. Happy weekend eve. I say weekend eve sometimes. KSP, yes. If you want to learn more about this game, I'm not sure what you're going to learn tonight. Apart from the fact that I've had to refuel this at the space station just to get it to where we need it to be. We're going to have to use something to just separate their orbit slightly. So I think what we might do is make sure the throttle's off, turn the engine on, and just do the smallest burn. There, that's all we're going to do, just to separate the two so that we can then do our maneuvers. Yeah? There we go. Cool. Sounds good to me. Now we need to try and get this to Minmus, and we need to try and get, if we focus our view at Minmus and zoom in enough, you will see the lander, the digger lander there, and it's going around that way, whatever that way is, and we have to make sure that we go in that way. It's a wonky orbit, and then we'll need to dock to it and bring it back with us. And then the good news is that the people on board can get on this ship, which is passenger re-entry rated, and the other one isn't. So if it doesn't work, nobody's going to die. So yeah, let's do those maneuvers then. So we need to, oh hang on, we need to focus on Kerbin. Where's Kerbin? No, not add maneuver. Oh my goodness, where is it? Alright. There's a button to reset it. Is it this one? There we go. Reset the view. So let's get Minmus at our 3 o'clock. We need to warp around so we're at our 6 o'clock, and then we'll burn out and hopefully get to it. 3,700 meters per second of delta V. I did the calculations, I think, after the live stream last week. There we go. Right, let's get prograde, and then we'll get our engine up. And I'm pretty sure we've got enough fuel to get us there, dock up and get back again, as long as we get into orbit nice and neatly in the correct direction. I'm going to try my hardest to get that. Okay, so looking at the map, we are in a good position. So I will throttle up. In fact, you may or may not be able to just... Minmus is just out there. I lost it. It is out there. I'm sure I saw it a second ago. Yes, it's there on my mouse cursor. Tiny in that view, and with the sun glare, we're never going to see it. But here we go. So this is a slow maneuvering ship. It's heavy. Its engine isn't that strong. Fuel efficiency is okay. The one thing missing from Space Engineers is orbital mechanics, said Brandon. That's not the only thing missing from Space Engineers. For me, the biggest thing that was missing in Space Engineers, or the thing that was not right for me, was the way that they did the speed and velocity changes. It's like you could only go up to a certain maximum speed. That made no sense to me. If you've got the fuel, you keep burning and you keep going faster. Never mind. Right. Let's see how we're getting going. Bearing in mind that this vessel is tanked full of fuel. So there's an intersection with the moon we don't want. There's another one. Slowing that down now. There we go. Right, let's see how far off we are. Oh, it's a very low one. If anything, we've gone down a bit. We need to twist it up. So let's warp to here. We'll see what we can do. It was because you could always catch up with the craft if you got ejected, but it doesn't make much sense beyond that. Yes, for me, I think it would have been better just to not do that. Okay, there's something going on here. Our orbit is a weird speed. I'm not sure why. Okay, so we need to twist this anti-clockwise. So let's go to the normal. See if we can raise this up and get an intersect with Minimus. In fact, if we set that as the target, we could do something that we don't do very often and add a maneuver node. And then we could see... There you go, look. We can see what sort of intercept we might get. Oh, actually, yeah, look, there you go. Just by doing that, we get an intersect there. And it's only going to cost us 33 meters per second of delta V. Let's just do that then. Yeah, I mean, I don't know why I don't use maneuver nodes very much. Obviously, that twisted it out in the wrong direction. Yeah, that's getting worse now. So it is also a bit twisted, isn't it? Try and bring it down. It's also quite difficult to do this in 3 dimensions. Because we have gone past it again. Yeah, maneuver nodes are helpful, but I have just messed it up now. Let's add another one. Figure it out. So if we go this way... Let's see here. And then I guess... Whoa! That gets us in with an intercept. But again, we're going round Minimus the wrong side. Well, we come in this way and then we're going round that way. We want to go around that way. So presumably, we want to let Minimus go past us. Then we get an intercept on the other side. How did we get the space station going round the wrong way? Hello, message mean book. Welcome. Okay, I think we're going to give that a go. See what happens. So I'm going to go stability assist. Then manually change the way we're pointing to where I want it to be. And do a small burn. Nice and gentle. Yeah, I'm pretty sure we're coming in at this the wrong way. What I might do is if we focus on Minimus. There we go, look. So what we want this to do is we want to flip it round the other side. Let's get rid of the maneuver node. Yeah, we're coming in this way round, and we want to go that way round, which means we need to get this side of Minimus and then whoosh. So what if we do a little bit of radial? We just do a tiny little burn of each, and we'll see what happens. So with radial, it does actually bring it round and under. Then I guess we need it to go up that way a bit. Let's try this. Yeah, that brings it up as well. I wonder if we can go... If we just do like a prograde burn, is it going to push it past the other way? Yes, there we are. Now we're going around the moon in the right direction. I want to try and bring that up a little bit though. That's the wrong way. No, let's try a bit of radial out. To me, I think this is more fun than maneuver nodes. With great skill. No, there we go. Right, let's see. That's pushing it the wrong way. So let's do a bit of radial in and see if we can get this nice and close. There we go. There we go. And there we go. That is pretty much where I want it. So let's warp to there. We've still got 2,762 meters per second of delta V to capture this craft and bring it back to Kerbin. That's what we're after. Hopefully. Here we go. So I guess we can just retrograde. We have to wait for it to turn around in the right direction first. Remember, there's nobody... Oh, look! You see Kerbin and the moon back there. Well, this is good. We're actually going round it in the correct direction for once. The thing is, right, and I'll admit this now, I put the space station going in the wrong way round. Which is what makes everything else go horribly wrong. There we go. We can switch... No, I didn't mean to switch to the lander. I wanted to set it as my target. Okay, so here we go. This is what we're going to try and dock to. And when we do dock to it, we're just going to take it with us. We're not going to try and do any fuel transfer or anything like that. We're just going to get the whole lot shifted at once. So yeah, let's try and switch back to the Finch and fix it. So we're in our orbit here now. Let's come down to the other side of our orbit. So currently the lander, the Finch, and the space station are all going the wrong way round. The only thing that's going the right way round is the old TR-10 second stage, which has ran out of fuel. There we go. We can just reduce the orbit there. So then what we can do is that we can set this digger as our target. We want it to catch up, so I guess let's do a time warp. Let's see. Okay. I think it's going to get past us a little bit. Let's do a little bit more retrograde. Oh, hang on. We lost it as a target? Why did we lose it as a target? There we go. So we need to change our inclination. We can do that here on our descending node, I guess. We need it to go clockwise, but we're heading this way. I think that might be the normal. I'm not sure. We'll give it a go. We're actually relatively close in our orbits to it. Let's see. Yep, there we go. That's fine. And it's switching over quite nicely. Minus 1%. That's fine. So it's right behind us now. So I guess if we do a retrograde burn, bring that back end in. Obviously, we don't want to get too low. If we go too low, we could crash into a mountain. Okay, a bit more. Ooh, did you see that? They swung past each other. Maybe we can actually get... I was going to try and go around and then do a rendezvous, but we might actually be able to do it before then. So we don't need the descending node. Don't need that information. Oh my goodness, there's so many different things on here. Okay, let's get rid of that and get rid of that. There we go. So we're facing the right way now. Yeah, they're kind of here. I mean, let's warp round to another part of our orbit. Try and bring them a little bit closer together. We're not far apart. It's only 17k away. There we go. Oh, look at that intersect. Oh, we went past 1.6. Okay. That'll do. That is close enough for an intersect around Minimus, and we still have 2,452 meters per second of delta V. So there it is, we're catching up with it. And the only thing we need to be careful of is that we don't crash into the surface while we're trying to make these adjustments. Well, that's the space station. Oh, there it is, it's behind us. Right, so we'll set our target velocity relative to the target. Null out our relative velocities. Keep an eye on the power situation. We are a little... Let's turn the lights off. Turn the lights off. I've got buttons for that. I forgot about that. Buttons for the lights on, lights off. Okay, so let's change our relative velocity. And then we're going to point ourselves towards the target. We also need to open up our nose cone. Brandon says, I'm not sure what delta V is. Is it like potential distance gained? No. Delta, in layman's terms, for the most part, means change in. And V is just velocity. So, if you are going around a planet and you've got 10 meters of delta V, potential of fuel, you can change your velocity by that amount. And it's weird because when this fuel container is full, we had like 3,500. Now we've got half the amount of fuel. We've still got 2,500. And the reason for that, as I burn slowly towards our objective, there we go. That should be okay. Let's just check the map, make sure we're not going to crash. Yeah, we're getting close to some of the mountaintops and crashing there, but we're far away from it, so we should be okay. But yeah, we've still got a lot of delta V, and we've only got half a tank of fuel, and that's the reason is that your delta V potential is variant upon your weight. So the heavier you are for the same amount of fuel that you've got means that you will have less delta V because it's going to take more fuel to shift you. And your fuel is part of your weight. So the more fuel you burn, the better your delta V is going to be showing compared to the amount of fuel. It's great, isn't it? So when we dock up to this craft and form the two craft into one, our total mass will be more, but our amount of fuel will be the same. Therefore, our delta V will jump down. And I just hope it's going to be enough to get us there. Right, let's just do a little bit of time dilation till we get a little bit closer. That'll do. We'll just null out our relative velocities again. I mean, obviously, I'm glossing over a lot of technical details, and I don't fully understand every aspect of it myself. However, actually, I'm just thinking at the moment, it might be a good idea to wait a little while. Where's the sun? Until we're in the sun. Okay, I'm going to do a small burn towards target. There we go. It's not actually enough of a burn to register as a distance, as a different. Also, delta V in Earth's atmosphere is lower because of air resistance. I mean, yes. So when you're in space, you've got more. You've got. You don't have to worry about drag or air resistance or anything like that. But when you're on the ground, there are a lot of other considerations. I might do the docking. I'm just a little bit worried about our electrical charge. And like, if we're starting to move towards each other and I run out of electrical charge and we smash into each other, that would be bad. But I think we're doing okay. Just slowly moving towards the target. There we go. Little adjustments. Whoa! Let's see if we can get us... At least we're in the sunlight now. And little adjustments means that we're unlikely to smash into the surface. Okay, here we go, here we go. Let's see if we can get ourselves getting really close to it now. I mean, if I didn't need to bring the ore back with us as well, I would just EVA the Kerbal at this point. There we go. I'd just EVA them across, they'd get in, would take them home. Have a little drink. Right. Let's just check our orbits. Periapsis is 14 kilometers. That's fine. We're not going to crash into the surface. Oh, this is very close now. Right. Lights on. Whoa. No, we're going the wrong way. Going the wrong way. It's fine. We're going to turn the RCS on. Turn the engine off. I'm going to use the RCS now for manoeuvring. We have a good deal of RCS. Right. So we're moving backwards and we're going to be aiming at the bottom of this, which means we need to turn it around. So we'll try and point its bum a little bit more that way. And we need to turn our craft around. And we'll control from here. And I can't quite see the docking... Oh, there's the docking port. Set as target. There we go. And we're going to go in slowly with plenty of adjustments. Okay, here we go. So if I go into docking mode, that should get us pretty close. I've got a feeling we might not be able to dock these because, like, the engines might hit something or the legs might get in the way. I can't remember what... let's just swap over quickly. Jacko Geld is a pilot, so there is no way that we're going to be able to do that. In terms of being able to move legs and things, I just really hope that we can get these two docking ports connected. Okay, there is a slight problem here with the height and angle. So I'm going to try and adjust that. Okay. It mostly looks alright. I'm pretty sure we're going to hit those feet. Actually, extending the landing legs would probably save the problem. Here we go. Let's have a look. We're mostly very well lined up here. I'm just a little bit worried that we're not going to be able to fit. It's going to be close. The docking ports don't stick out much. It's a good alignment. It's a very good alignment. Hey, they do fit. Look at that clearance there. Oh, wow. Everything is so very close to each other. Okay. So now, I just need to make sure I've got all the engines shut down. There we go. Our Delta V is now down to 1,500. Okay, so what I'm going to do before I forget is I'm going to do a crew transfer into the main vessel itself. So Jacko Gold has gone through the docking port and into here now. This is now going to be a automated unit, but we'll bring them back at the same time. Let's do that. Where's Kerbin? There's Kerbin. Okay, let's just check. Okay, let's... yeah, I'm almost certain we're fine at 14,000. Yeah, okay. We can't close the nose cone, but once we get back into orbit, we'll give the lander a bit of fuel, undock, put the nose cone back on, bring Jacko Geld down first, then the lander, then we'll be able to do our what we came here to do in the first place. Right, so then we need to just get prograde, and we'll burn out. There we go. So is that prograde? No, that's anti. We need pro. Other way, please. I've got a funny feeling we're going to come back to Kerbin facing the wrong way around as well. Okay. Also, we'll save. We'll quick save in case of Kraken. And I need to turn the engines back on. There we go. Up to full power. And we get ready to stop this because we exit Midmus. And it's pushing... oh, yeah, that's pushing us out. Ah. That's not good. We're on an escape route right now, folks. I've pushed it too far. Oh, dear. Here we go. Let's bring it back. Okay, that'll do. That'll do. And what we'll do is we'll warp out until we get to this point, and then we'll bring our periapsis in with a retrograde burn. It's going to take us some time. We've been doing this journey now since we left the space station for 19 days. I mean, it did take us a while to get the fuel, to get to mine the ore, but oh well. Oh, we need to do a game giveaway as well. Let's do that now. Right, we'll give away Superland. We'll start the giveaway. If you want to take part, head out to entry.masterhellish.net. Make sure you're logged in with an account. The accounts are free. And just click the button to enter the giveaway. Right, so here we go. Now we need to try and get ourselves into an orbit with Kerbin. So what we're going to do is we're going to just keep burning, and we're going to change that 43 million down to 0 almost. We're doing fine on that right now. The more you burn, the longer it takes. And when we get down to the right amount... ooh, that's a moon intersect. We don't want an accidental moon intersect. Ideally, I want to just be touching the atmosphere, because if we run out of fuel at any point... I want these craft to eventually come down by themselves. Okay, that's 1.1 million. There we go. I'm just looking at these numbers here. We want it to go down to... can't remember what it was now. Like 65 or something like that. Now, we've actually got loads of Delta V. Tell you what, we won't do it any more than that just now. We will warp round the other way. So here we go. We're going to start heading towards Kerbin now. There it is in the background. You can see the moon whizzing around between us and Kerbin. In fact, it's continuing to whiz around the back there. We've got a Kerbin eclipse of the moon. If we get it just right, we might get a... oh, we didn't get a... whoa! The moon nearly smashed us as we came back to Kerbin. Right, we're currently travelling at over 3 kilometers a second in the wrong direction. We're still also focused on the wrong thing, so let's refocus the map. Here we go. Right, let's use up a good proportion of our fuel. Probably not necessarily all of it. And we will bring this orbit down, down, and down. What we should probably do is separate the two craft before we do the final maneuvers. But we may as well bring them back together, I guess, in terms of this bit. We need to make sure we leave a little bit of fuel for deorbit. Because at the minute we're still in orbit. We're doing quite well. 900 meters of delta V still on the joint craft. I'm not sure how close. We might actually have enough fuel just to do it without having to use aero braking, which would be really cool if that was the case. Got to keep an eye on that periapsis, because now we've gone past it, that will drop rapidly. And I don't want it to drop lower than 70 kilometers yet, because we need to separate the craft. But no, we're looking good there. 80, 77, 5, 4, 3, 2, there. We'll leave it there. And we've got a little bit of fuel. So what we're going to do is we'll divide the fuel between the two craft, and then that'll be our deorbit fuel, and we'll be fine. So, get the two tanks up, fill one up. Doesn't need a massive amount. That should do it. And then we will undock. Let's have a look. Where's the undock? Why is it won't undock? There we go. So we have dragged this craft from orbit of Minmus back into orbit of Kerbin. And we've transferred Jack onto the passenger rated vessel. Hopefully we still have control of this other vessel. Just check with my keyboard. Yep, we still have control. Good. And the engines are still turned off. It is slowly rotating though, so I'll just put the SAS on for a moment just to stop that. Right, first things first, let's get Jack back, Jack O'Geld. First thing there, we'll close the nose cone now that we can. Now that we don't need the docking port connected to the mining lander anymore. There we go. Dum. And let's have a look here. So our periapsis is just there. I think what we'll do is we'll continue to fly around. There goes... Ooh, are we going to crash into each other? I don't think so. To be a little bit careful about that. I'm going to do a tiny retrograde burn just to bring the periapsis into atmosphere. Like, if I do this, yeah, it's going to shoot past us. Okay, let's get that down to 65. Bye. That's good. Okay. We're not on our kind of terminal loopy bit yet. I would absolutely hate it if the two craft just crashed into each other. That would be a little bit devastating. But we're just going to skim the atmosphere on our way in here. There we go. And we'll do more retrograde burning just to bring that down. And there we go. I think that might do it, actually. I think we're actually on for a nominal re-entry. Yep, we are at the right height. The launch pad is roughly where I want it to be. And we go. Right, we're going in. Here we go, folks. So what I do is I switch to our radial out position because we're going to belly flop. And we're just going to have the sunrise. There's the sun rising over Kerbin there. Make sure that we're rotated round to place our belly in the right position. And Jacko Geld is coming back in. So we're going to fast forward until we need to retract the solar panels. Now, because there's a Kerbal on board, I'm not that worried about the solar panels and the electric, because we can still deploy chutes even if we run out of power. I think at the moment we're okay, because we are quite high up. Any signs of heating, I will get those things folded in. And we've just passed below 53 kilometers now. So let's get them folded in as well. I said fold in. There we go. They're folding in now. Okay, and there's the beginnings of the heating. Alright, let's see how well this goes. So far in this series, we've only killed 3 Kerbals. So far. And they all died at exactly the same time, if I remember correctly. Chat, please do correct me if I'm wrong about that. But here we go. That engine is pointless. We could turn it off if we wanted to. The fins are doing their job at controlling the angle of this belly flop. I believe... Where are we? Where are we? Let's have a look where we are on the planet. Oh, we're going over the desert to the west. So we're going to probably plop in the water somewhere over here. Which will be fine. I think that'll be fine. Do you think that'll be fine? Well, looks like it's okay. .38 kilometers still, and the speed is coming off. Angle's pretty sharp though. It's struggling to keep it up. But I do prefer a water landing. Water landings are just so much more softer. As long as they don't explode, it's fine. Yes. We do have landing legs, though. Not even one temperature gauge popped up this time. This latest design of this craft is absolutely brilliant. Look at it majestically just plopping through the atmosphere. Absolutely brilliant. It's so good we don't even need any drogue chutes. Okay, so whilst we are now starting to pass through thicker parts of the atmosphere, our velocity is much, much slower now. So we're actually reducing the amount of heating. When we came in, we were going at like 2 kilometers a second or more. Now we're less than 1 kilometer per second. Right, now I'm going to just do a quick save, because sometimes physics can get a bit weird. And once we get under about, I think it's 400 meters per second, this craft isn't actually that stable. The crew compartment on the top is quite heavy. So it wants to kind of spin around and stuff. Although, oh, I was going to say this time it's not doing too bad. Not doing too bad at all. We have to get ready to open chutes. We're already going slow enough. We're still decent. Look at... Oh, it didn't like whatever it did then. I don't know what it did then. I think there was a little physics change. But it is still coming in nice and neat. That's cool. Oh, we ran out of electrical charge. That's what that was. I mean, I could try and open one of the solar panels now. But I'm pretty sure at 132 meters per second it would just rip off. we do need more batteries in this. That is for sure something that we need. We're starting to accelerate a little bit. Whoa, steady. So I'm just manually flattening out. Remember, this is a pilot. This is a level 1 pilot. I've got a funny feeling you could almost land this in the water without the parachutes. But I'm not going to. It doesn't matter whether we've got a pilot or not, Brandon. Any Kerbal on board would be enough to deploy chutes, and that's all we really need. The rather large size of the vehicle compared to its very low weight actually makes it float so nicely through the atmosphere that it will fall at sometimes less than 100 meters per second, and that is fine for chutes, as you can see. So we'll just fast forward until we touch down a little bit. Yeah, so any Kerbal on board would be able to deploy the chutes, and they don't have to be a pilot. Right, let's get ready to do that last touchdown. 3, 2, 1. There we go, we can recover the vessel. Now, folks, here comes the interesting bit. We've got to get the lander down, the other lander. So, there we go. We gathered 3.3 science, apparently, for recovering a vessel that orbited Minmus. Nice. We got 20,000 in funds back from that as well. Oh, and Jacko Geld is now level 2. 8 XP gained. Fantastic. So, the good news is the Minimus Digger lander that we're about to fly has no one on board, and as such, if it burns up, it's not really too much of a problem. The downside is that this has never been tested re-entering the atmosphere before. Never. So it could go very, very wrong. Let's have a look at our orbit. We need to turn the engines on, so let's turn both of these engines on. The specific impulse of these engines is 305. I can't remember what the other ones are, but let's turn the SAS on and get ourselves retrograde. The onboard computer doing the pointing right now. There we go. And actually, we've got 206 meters per second of delta V. I think we should just wait. Go all the way round. See what we can do. Kind of bored of it. You see, every time I play KSP, I'm able to push the boundaries of why we're going the wrong way round. Oh, are we controlling from the wrong place? Where's the computer core? Is that it? Yes. Control from here. There we go. It's not facing the right way. The computer core's facing the wrong way. Controlling it via a docking port. Let's try that. There we go. So we're bringing in that in. We're going to keep an eye on our periapsis, not let it go too low. And we'll probably... Oh, it's going to be difficult. Yeah, it depends how much you've done. I mean, we're doing the challenge of being able to play the game with no mods, no cheats, full-blown survival. Okay, we've got a mod for the joystick, but that doesn't count. And we're using the joystick for everything that we can. That gives it an extra challenge. All this sort of stuff comes together quite nicely, I feel. Right, let's now do a little bit more burning so that we can bring ourselves in. There we go. Now, so like I said, I have no idea if this is going to explode or not. And we've got plenty of electrical charge for such a small vehicle because we've got extra batteries on board. The command pod's got it, the remote guidance unit's got it, and we've got a big rechargeable battery bank. It's actually got more power than the last one we brought back in. Now, we're going to have to close all the bits and bobs manually because we... Okay, yeah, let's retract the antenna because we haven't got any key bindings for this one. This one was a one-off aircraft. Now, looking at this, it depends on the holding tanks, I think, and how much heat they can take. We do have a lot of thermal control systems, but I really don't think they're going to help with re-entry. Shall we extend the radiators? I'm going to extend the radiators. Let me know what you think in chat. I think they'll just get ripped off, right? You've only been on stream for 2 minutes and you've decided that I'm very good at KSP. Well, I'm glad you've subbed. Thanks very much for coming by. Yeah, I do KSP at the moment every Thursday. This is part of a series. We are episode 30. So if you want to catch up with that, it is on my YouTube channel as a playlist. What do you reckon? I think we should have these out. Because we'll get a little bit of cooling. They might rip off, but I don't care about that. Unless they rip off and make the whole thing explode. Although, having said that, if one of them rips off, that would make the craft unstable. And if the craft was unstable, it might tumble, and if it tumbles, we might lose the craft. And we need this craft to land so that we can complete this contract. What do we think, chat? Let me know. The radiators could help, but also they're a bit of a risk. But we could just take our time. See what happens. From your low experience of KSP, anything like solar panels and that can falls off to its death. Yeah, it's a death sentence for Capsule. Yeah, it could be. I feel like it's too much of a risk, these radiators. Purely because they'd put the whole vessel off balance. And we want to have a nice retrograde path coming in. Looks like we're going to overshoot the space center. I am going to just touch the engines just a little bit. Try and give us a little bit more of a shallower angle. I reckon we'll probably land just near here. But I guess let's fast forward for a bit and find out. Gonna need more batteries. I don't think we need more batteries. This thing I don't think is aerodynamically stable. So we're gonna have to use the SAS to keep ourselves pointing in the right direction. We do have chutes. We don't have drogue chutes, and it is a relatively heavy craft. It might be that we need to use... Oh, we've run out of fuel. I was going to say, it might be we need to use the fuel to do our final landings. Actually, what we could do is that if we get through the thicker parts of the atmosphere, we could open up all of the panels, like the thermal control system, to try and slow us down. Oh, here we go. Here we go. Right, let's see if any of the parts start to get a bit warm. We're coming in at 2.2 kilometers a second, mostly sidewards. So far, we've got a spectacular light show, but we haven't got any temperature warnings. Oh, it's spinning. Oh, it couldn't handle it. I mean, it's trying. It's going sidewards. This is not good. We are slowing down, but we are losing height rapidly. We're also spinning. Electrical charge is fine. We are heading towards the water, though, which is a good thing. We've gone through the thickest part of the atmosphere, which is another good thing. I'm going to try and open one of these panels. Let's extend the landing legs. Just because air resistance. No, there we go. The radiator got broken off immediately. The good news is we are actually falling slow enough for parachutes to save us. And we seem to be decreasing still. Whether we land the right way up or not, I have no idea. But we'll see. Yep, we're still decelerating. I'm going to open chutes now. We're going to turn the SAS off. There we go. 4 chutes. 4 good chutes. We're a bit wonky for some reason. I have no idea why. So I'm going to try and straighten us out a little bit. It doesn't want to level out. Why doesn't it not want to level out? Presumably because we broke a radiator off this side. And what if we try and distribute the weight a little bit by extending this radiator? That actually made a tiny difference, but we won't bother. Yes, we're okay. You always use too many batteries? I mean, I think too many batteries are probably better than not enough batteries, right? Here we go. We've got 300 meters to go. I don't think there's really anything I can do. I can try and level it out a bit. We have to maintain stability for 10 seconds. So I'm hoping sat in the water counts as stability. Otherwise I'm going to be very annoyed because we'll have to make a boat, fly it over in an aeroplane and use the boat to drag this to the land. And yes, I would do that to make this mission a success. Okay, here we go. Damn! We hit the water at about 7 meters per second and broke it. That is disappointing, to say the least. I don't... Well, the pod survived, but the mission was to collect this ore. The ore that is now sinking to the bottom of the ocean. At least we know what to do. Shall I redo that mission between live streams and just do it with a craft with more chutes or something? Yeah, I like how the parachutes are still open. And to be honest, I think that would actually happen if you had a heavy weight. Oh well, I'm kind of glad we didn't bring anybody back in this. I'm a little bit disappointed that that didn't work out, but that was our first ever attempt at doing that. And I think I might have accidentally pulled the cable out. No, I think we're alright. Okay, we got some docking ports back. Oh dear. Right then, is there any... Yeah, we've got some bits there. Let's recover that. And what's this? Oh yeah, all the debris. It's too bad. I like all the debris. We've got we get the ore back from recovering the debris, right? Oh well, never mind. Those docking ports are expensive. Everything is expensive, Brandon. Okay. Let's get a ore scanning craft in orbit of the moon, and then we'll think about what the next thing is to do. Right, so what we'll do is we'll get the passenger finch out. There we go. And then we'll de-passenger it. So we'll take the roof off. We'll take the passenger module off. We'll pop that back on the top. Good. Okay, that decreases its weight. I'm planning on having this in orbit of the moon indefinitely. So this is going to be one we're not bringing back. And as such, we'll take the landing legs off. We'll take the storage compartments off. We'll take the parachutes off. Yes, Brandon, the ore is a bit wet now. Wet ore. I think we will keep... Do we keep the wings on? Because they do help with the ascent. And it's kind of iconic now. What we do need to do, though, is actually put the probe sensor on. That's not it, though, is it? Which one? Let's see. Science? Is it science? Survey scanner. Orbital scanner. Scanning mode. Orbital. Scanning resource. All resources. Minimum altitude 25 kilometers. Okay. I'm pretty sure this is the scanner we want. The survey scanner. The wingy bit is important if Clear Skies has taught you anything. Oh, I like that series. It's a fun series. Clear Skies 4? That will be probably never. Oh wow, they haven't attached properly. Hang on a second, folks. Okay. They announced it. Oh, okay. Hey, DG Egg's here. Maybe DG Egg wants to enter the giveaway and win them all again. Oh yeah, the lights. Okay, I got to sort something out there for a second. Yeah, for some reason these lights just don't want to stick to the surface. I mean, we don't need them. Tell you what we can do. I mean, do they stick there? They stick there. Let's add extra lights. There we go. And because we're not re-entering with this vehicle, we don't need more batteries on it. So I think... Oh my goodness. Shall I put 2 survey scanners on? Or should we just leave it as 1? Javier, is that Javier? Welcome to the stream. What do we reckon about the survey scanners, folks? And do we need any sort of long distance comms or anything like that? I don't think so. Okay. Sorted. Two seems funny. It does. I mean, if you wanted to go, like, funny, rather than, you know, we could have 4. I actually really like how that looks. Just for the fun of it. Is anybody in chat against me putting 4 on it? Because I think it just looks cool. We can scan in every direction. Disneyland, hello, welcome. What have you missed? We successfully got Jacko Geld back from Minmus and re-entered, no problem. And we got the the Minimus Minor ore thing back from Minmus, but it re-entered fine, floated down fine, and fell apart when it touched down. So never mind. Okay. Will it scan 4 times as fast? I doubt it. I doubt it. Although it will actually help with stability on the way up. There we are. Wingy bits. Semi-successful splashdown. I mean, if there was a Kerbal on board, they would have survived. But the mission was that the vessel had to be stable for 10 seconds once it landed. So the actual mission was a fail. Okay, as a general rule, it seems like nobody's saying no. So I'm doing it. We'll use the expendable boosters. This is not the passenger one, so I'm not going to save it. And we'll launch. This is a one-off. This is a special. I mean, if we wanted ultimate symmetry, we could have like 4 on each side or something ridiculous like that. Okay, SAS on. Throttle to maximum. And yeah, I think we're ready to go. The staging looks right. The staging looks right. So 3, 2, zoom out a little bit, 1, and off we go. So as long as everything stays stable, I should be able to just throttle down on this a little bit. What are we at now? 200. Yep, let's throttle down. Let those side boosters do the work. Throttle down a little bit more. I don't really want to go too fast in the thick parts of the atmosphere, but then you want to get up, don't you? Okay, we've gone past 10. Let's start a slow turn and throttle up. There's 15. Whoa, steady. Not too far. Okay, let's let these settle. Get a bit of speed up. And hopefully don't blow anything up. Let's have a look. It appears they only exploded into each other. The actual craft is fine. Whoa, I didn't mean to do that. That was an accident. That was an accident. I got it the wrong way. I got it the wrong way. Oh my goodness, it's wobbling all over. Okay, here we go. Here we go. Everything's fine now. We'll get there. Yeah, there's not a lot of people chatting on YouTube right now. Okay, there we go. Right, let's get this separated. So stage separation first. And then throttle that up. And we'll try and get the booster to land. But I have messed this up somewhat. We've gone too high. But hopefully I can skew that and sort it off. Sort it out. Looks like it's going okay. Yeah, we're going to be fine. This is going to be okay. It's just pushed it a little bit in the wrong direction to start. I mean, we've got plenty of fuel. We've got way too much fuel. And whoa! The craft is spinning out of control. I think I accidentally caught the button that turns the SAS off. While we're here, though, let's deploy the solar panels. There we are. It is slowing down now. Can even give it a burst of RCS. Yep, we're putting this one in orbit of the moon, but unlike previously, we're going for a is it called a polar orbit? There we go. Right, that is where I want it to be. We need to get the periapsis higher up. And once it gets to 70... yeah, there we go. We're all good. We can switch to the booster. So the booster, we're going to tell it to go in prograde. And this one, I don't really use it. What are the scanners scanning? Apparently, they can scan for any resource. So we'll be scanning for resources on the moon and then making a resource miner. And we'll probably have to take one to Minmus as well. Here we go, though. We're recovering our booster. This is worth about 40,000. When you've got like nearly 1 million in credits, 40,000 doesn't sound a lot. But if you're launching a lot of these vessels and you're losing it all the time, it works out to be a lot. There we go. We're actually coming in quite quick this time. Got a little bit of overheat there, which we don't normally get too much of. Let's get ready to deploy the drogue chutes for this one. As soon as we've slowed down enough, which I think we will. There we go, there's the drogues. Pulling about 12 Gs. The engine was very close to blowing, that's right, yes. And now with the main chutes. There we go. I guess we could just speed up time a little bit until it gets down into the water. That engine's one of the most expensive parts of this vessel, actually. I think it's worth like 30 grand on it by itself. What is the max speed an engine can splash down? I'm not sure, actually. There you are. We've got 32 grand back. That's really good. So now we can go... Oh, actually, this is named wrong. This is called Finch Booster. It should be called just Finch. We can fix that. We can fix that, though. Actually, this is going to have its own name because it's a specialist vessel for doing a particular job. So let me know in chat what you want it to be called. And maybe we will call it that. Or maybe you think we should name it after one of the Viewer Plus subscribers. What do you think? Because in this series, all the Kerbals are named after Viewer Plus subscribers. But we're running... Like, we're not killing enough Kerbals or getting enough new Kerbals in. So maybe we have to start naming some of the rockets after Viewer Plus subscribers. Okay. Let's get ourselves prograde. And we want to aim for a polar orbit around the moon. Let's see how we go. Is the dodo back on the table? Yes or no? I don't know. We've got the owl, which is a particular satellite. Dodo could potentially be one of them. Okay, concentrating on making sure I get the timing right here. I've got my hand ready just in case. Ooh, gonna start slowing down. Here we go. Okay, so normally that would probably be okay. Let's have a look. Oh, it's a bit bendy. But we actually want it to be more bendy. So we're going to warp to halfway and then bend it. Sparrow. I mean, it would be a good one to get one that is like looking or watching because it's scanning. Okay, let's see what happens if we... Yes, that's good. That's good. Oh, look at that for the orbit. That is almost perfect. Okay. Actually, I think that's even better. 71 kilometers out. That's fine. Eagle, I think, could be a good one. I think... Have we not already got Eagle? Yeah, I thought we... I think we do have an Eagle already. Otherwise, that would probably be a good one. Okay, I think we're in the right position. Yep, there we are. We're retrograding now. We'll get ourselves in a polar orbit. Now, the space station orbits about 35 kilometers. What are we at? 70? Seems about right to me. Should we go around at 70? We can try. Let's go there and try and level it out. Oh, hang on. No, that's not the right thing to do if we want to level it out at 70. I need to come round to here. Warp already in progress. We'll cancel that warp. I want a new warp. I want to warp to there. Thank you very much. It's unstable. We'd need to double check what we've already got. Yeah, we have Blackbird. I'm almost certain of it. Right, let's try this again. Whoa! So we've got a 70 and a... Alright, we'll push that out. Okay, let's try again. So that one's almost 70. That one's a little bit more than 70. Give it a little bit of radial maybe, just to tweak it into a nice little orbit. But that is almost exactly what I was trying to achieve. Oh, wrong. We want radial in. We want radial in. I don't think we've got Hawk Egg. I don't think so. There we go. $70.70. Wow. That is actually very close. There we go. So now we can turn this engine off. We'll probably never need it. Actually, let's turn it on a second. We've got 2.3 thousand meters per second of delta V on there. Loads of electrical charge, so we can deploy the scanners. All 4 of them for some weird reason. And I guess if we do like is it a radial out? Is that going to give us a good angle? No, that's not going to give us a good angle. I guess we need to kind of go prograde. If we point ourselves prograde constantly, then one of our antenna will always be pointing at the surface. We also need to twist ourselves. Yeah, let's do it like that. Okay, let's see. We can perform an orbital survey. There we go. Apparently it takes 5 seconds. Okay. Survey data. Oh, and 20 science added. You want the tightest stable orbit possible so that you can complete more orbits than a wider orbit over the same time period. Okay. Let's toggle the overlay. Oh, there we go. That's a bit weird. Okay. Not really sure what I'm looking at, to be honest. Is the moon a stripy moon? I don't know. Hang on a second. Time warp through one orbit. Okay. Make sure it's always got line of sight of the sun. Don't want to run out of electricity. I think we'll be alright. We don't have a massive amount of batteries on board. But we've got enough for one orbit, that's for sure. So There we go. We've gone through an orbit. Can I not scan again? Heat map of the colour option showing the highest concentrations of ore. Toggle overlay. Oh, I think I get it. So this area here looks like it's a higher concentration, where that area isn't. Is that it? I was expecting a bit more than this. Have we now just scanned the moon and that's it? Job done? I don't know. Yeah, it did, didn't it, Brandon? That's exactly what I'm thinking right now. Well, I think we're done then. I think this vessel is... I mean, let's have a look at the... It's got enough fuel to get back again. So I'm not sure about that. You'd expect it to work like another mod would. I would not expect it to do that. But it looks like we can see that there are... Like, if we focus... Oh, hang on. Yeah. So we can see that there's a patch here where there's, like, nothing. And there's a patch here where there's quite a lot. And here. Medium amounts. Yeah, you can see it. You can see it. Okay. Right then. Let's go back. We can leave this orbiting. It hasn't got its lights on or anything. And Brandon says, I was expecting that your ship would cover an area and you would have to go over it a few times to get a proper scanning. Yeah, and I was expecting that I'd only scan a certain area and I'd only get a certain amount of information and I'd have to scan it a few times to get more and more information, and I'd have to do that for all the different parts. But it just went. It just didn't. Well, I guess, what does chat want to do? Do you want to start designing the vehicle that we're going to land on the moon to actually do this ore processing? Or should we redesign the one that we're going to send to Minmus? Or could it be the same vessel? I think it could be the same vessel, you know. Let's have a look then. I'm getting a bit warm. I'm going to turn one of my fans on. Hopefully it's not too noisy. Right. Designing. Yes. Bit of designing. Get this all sorted out. Bear with me a second. Some small technical difficulties tonight. There we go. Right, let's load up the passenger variant of the Finch. And before we do anything else, we'll take the top off and we will grab these batteries and we will add more batteries. And then we'll put the top back on again. There we go. So now we'll save that, overwrite it, and that'll be fine. Okay, so now we need to completely redesign the Finch to be a different ship altogether. There's some things I'd like to keep the same about it, so we're going to get rid of the top, and we're going to get rid of the wings. Maybe we'll put some on the booster for temporaries. I'm going to keep the landing legs, and we're going to keep the RCS, the monopropellant, that is. We're going to get rid of the parachutes. Again, we don't need that. And I feel like this fuel canister is... I was going to say too big, but then I'm not so sure. Let's have a see. We've got Convertitron. So there's a large Convertitron. That would be this is going to be too tall to land, isn't it? So what we need is a tank where we can take fuel up and down, and we need to convert it. Go on, folks, what ideas have you got? I feel like putting something on the sides would be best. Maybe the ore tanks would go on the sides and using a smaller tanker. Have you ever thought about Hellish mobile app announce new videos and streams through the app as well as everywhere else? Might get more people watching regularly. No, I've never thought of that. And I don't think I see the benefit. Because it's not going to reach new audience, because you would have to have the app in the first place. And most people either have Discord, Facebook, Twitter, what else do I know? Oh, Instagram. I post on all of them every time I go live, and when I do my plans and announcements, all four of them. And you can have YouTube announcements. In fact, you're watching on YouTube. You're using an app where you can literally turn an announcements on, just tick the notification bell on my channel, and it will do exactly the thing that you asked for. I really wish my phone wasn't broken. It would make life a lot easier, wouldn't it? Yeah, I don't know anybody that would download an app just to get notifications about something which they could do the normal way, like on YouTube and stuff. I mean, ideas and thoughts are always good, but I don't really think... You pay a lot more attention to an app rather than other social medias because you've got so many. You do have the bell on, but you also have it on for probably 100 channels, and so you generally ignore the YouTube notifications. So that's not a you need an app problem. That is a you need to sort out your notifications problem. Right, let's see about payloads. No, it's not in payloads. Is it just in utility? For the no, hang on. Fuel tanks. Is it going to be the ore tanks? Are going to be large holding tank ore? They are large holding tank. Now we don't actually want to hold the ore. We just want to be able to mine it so we can process it. Now what's the weight of the utility up there? It is 4.25 tons. What is the weight of these ore holds? 2 tons. See, what I was thinking is that maybe we could get like 1, 2 of these on one side, and then this on the other, somehow. And then that would balance out in terms of weight. But they're different sizes. I mean, I don't know. What's wrong with your phone? And the app could do a lot more than that. I mean, I have a website. We have Discord. I don't see the need really at the moment. What are we thinking about this, chat? I'm in two minds at the moment. We maybe. Aha! Right. What if? Let's disconnect all this. Disconnect that. Ooh. That was a bad thing to do. I was thinking if I could swap out the fuel tank. Can I get the ring section? Oh my goodness, this is going to be a little bit crazy. There's the ring section out. I guess I could take the fuel tank off, but we are missing a lot of components now. There we go, there's the fuel tank off. And then we could put the heavy bits at the bottom like that. Maybe the ring section back on the top again. That seems okay, right? The only thing we're missing now is the actual fuel tank. Or I should say fuel tanks. This one still also needs... Does it need more battery? This one doesn't... Oh, this one will need more battery. It will need a lot more power. There we go. That should do it on batteries. So we've got solar power at the top with the battery banks. We've got RCS for the docking. We'll need a docking port on the top of this with lights and everything. So if we get some sort of adapter, structural adapter, that's the wrong size. Yeah. That's the wrong size too. I mean, that's the right size, but it's got fuel in it, hasn't it? No. Okay, it hasn't got fuel. There we go. And then we can get the coupling, Clampotron Junior. Standard docking port on the top. Get rid of that bit. We don't need that. There we go. Intrigued with the website to get some of the information from there. Viewer Plus videos straight to phone. I know the site is probably responsive, but I prefer an app to a responsive website, or is it just you? Yeah, I think it's just you. From the most part, when people talk about apps that I know, they're like, oh no, not another app. Like, they don't want their phone full of apps that they don't need for everything. I mean, Discord is an app, but you don't want 7 million apps, do you? Right. Let's get the lighting. Lighting. Doop, doop, doop. There you go. That lighting will help with docking. Okay. Then, this lighting will help with landing. Probably. They do need to be rotated. There we go. So, overall, I think that's alright. One thing that is very much missing is the fuel tanks. Give you all the apps. Just use the apps you've got. Fuel tanks, yes. So we're going to have to make fuel as well as get to the moon. And then transport that fuel. Ooh, that's too big. So I'm thinking of side fuel booster things. Like maybe something like this. Because it doesn't have to be aerodynamic. It's going to be in the vacuum of space all the time. I guess it could be lower. And then they'll need the landing legs on. I guess we could just use normal landing legs, right? There's no reason I can think not to use normal landing legs. There we go. Nice spread. We want to know that this was going to take off from the moon, though. So we'll have to see about that. So we've got an ore hold. I guess solar panels. We need better solar panels, don't we? Let's get rid of those ones. And these solar arrays are really good. Look. We will not run out of power with those solar arrays, right? Oh, this looks amazing. Will it take off? Don't know. These tanks can be nearly empty of fuel, though. We only need enough to get to the moon. How is your phone broken? What's wrong with it? My battery. My battery expanded. Or started to expand. So I took it apart. It's now in bits on my desk. And I'm going to try and do a new one. We need the actual drills. So there's... Oh, hang on. Oh, we have got something to control it. So I was thinking, like, how many drills do we need? And where should we put them? Maybe we should just have, like, 4 drills? That's a big drill. That definitely goes below the landing legs. Okay. I mean, this looks like it could be very heavy now, so we'll see. What phone is it? It's a Google Pixel 4. It looks like we're not going to have a massive amount of fuel on here. Yeah, these tanks don't hold... Well, I suppose they're not too bad, actually. We can make multiple trips, I guess, is the point. As long as it's easy to do. We will use fuel taking off as well. Oh, would it be better to have a mobile fuel base that we can drive around and then a refueling lander that can come up to it? Have it in 2 parts. So there's a rocket that shuttles the fuel backwards and forwards, and then an actual thing that we land on the surface. I feel like we should do that, even though this looks good. Don't forget a ton of batteries for the miners. Yeah, we've got these big ones here, but I guess we could just like go crazy with it. I mean, with these solar panels, I don't know whether it'll be enough to go through the night, but we'll see. Oh, I've already ordered a battery. Yeah, I've already ordered a battery, so hopefully we'll be all right. I mean, I suppose we could test this here. Yeah. So this is going to be Moon Miner. What we can do... I don't know what we can do. Maybe we just need like a fuel tug that goes between the miner and a transport ship. So it comes over to the miner, connects on, fills up with fuel, and then disconnects and goes over to the shuttlecraft. Because each time that we fly up, we're dragging with us the ore tank, the convertitron, the mining excavators. We also need the thermal stuff. Thermal, here we go. We need a thermal control system large. Boom. or something. If we're having 4 of them, we probably just want the medium ones. There you go. Yeah, phones can be, but luckily I don't own an iPhone and they don't deliberately make it difficult. Couldn't you also extend the fuel tanks on the sides? What, you mean make them taller? Make them bigger? I mean, I'm not sure this thing would even take off. Also, I called it Mum Miner instead of Mun. There we go. I guess we can give it a try. Let's reroute this to here. Take the bottom off. Drain the tanks. And give it a launch. Yeah, I mean... Yeah, we're not going to get into the rabbit hole of how terrible many companies are at making their products available to be able to be done. Right, so what I'm hoping is that we can retract everything, fly this over to the soil, and actually do some mining with it. So let's turn the SAS on. Throttle up. No, let's not throttle up. We'll put the lights on. Electrical charge is at 3000. And then I guess we want to try and get it to boost somewhere. So I don't know if this will... Let's turn the engine on. Oh, it looks like it will just take off. The only problem is I just realised we don't have... any parachutes. Because we're supposed to be using it on the moon. SAS disengaged. Yeah. Okay, let's recover that and try again. Mind the launch pad? I'm sure it'll be fine. I'm sure it'll be... Okay, we lost a bit of money then. Nuts. Never mind. Recover the debris. Let's try... We don't need parachutes when we go to the moon, Brandon, because we're not going to be using the parachutes there. We're just going to be using the engines. But for the purposes of testing this on Kerbin, I will add 8.3 million parachutes, roughly. There we go. Let's give it another try. So, we'll do the same sort of thing as before. We'll get the SAS on. We'll close everything. Really, I should have had these all retracted anyway, but never mind. Doesn't take too long to just quickly nip round and retract them all. There we go. It's good to know that this thing has enough thrust to take off on the surface of Kerbin. If it can do it here, it can do it on the moon. So let's activate that engine. What? Why is our engine over there? What's gone wrong? Can you see what the engine's here? It's somehow glitched out the side. I wonder if we can force this to... No! Well, that wasn't my fault. Look at that engine. Let's try again. With a revert to launch and that kind of simulation. Yeah. The engineers are trolling. Let's try again. Right, I'm going to close these now. Because it's easier to do that now. Let's check that engine. Yeah, look, the engine's gone all wonky in here. I don't know if that's going to be a problem with the Delta V. Let's give it a go. Yeah, that they did mount it wrong. I should have reverted that. I should have saw that the engine was broken and reverted it. Never mind. Yes, we haven't got a Delta V calculation because the engine isn't attached properly, but never mind. Okay, so throttle up that engine. Pointers over towards the grasslands a little. SAS on! SAS on! Oh my goodness. Whoa, no, don't point it down. Don't point it down. There we go. There we go. And then cut power. Shoots. There we go. Yeah, I think it's not attached to the tank properly. We used to have a lot of problems. It's because of this false skirt. Let's 7 meters per second. We should be all right at 7 meters per second with the landing gear. With the landing gear. It was SOS, not SAS. You know what? I did okay with that. Right, here we go. We're landing on the ground. So that's okay. Then if we deploy the drill and the solar panel and the radiators, I mean, this would work. How much effort do we want to put into this? In theory, like, do we want a separate minor land transporter and then rocket transporter? Do we want all of those things separate? Or do we want it all in one like this? Right, that's now everything extended. Electrical charge is fine. I'm going to turn that engine off before we accidentally go into the sky. Shut down engine. There we go. Very late stream today. About the oh, you're late to the stream today. Yes, did wonder. Miner should be able to launch its ore, probably. Yeah, but that means that you've got less efficiency. Doesn't it? Right, well, let's see if we can do it. Let's do start surface harvester. Thermal energy is at 100% and holding, as is the core temperature. Let's start the second, third and fourth harvester and see if they are also working. Now apparently these radiators are only working at 16%. So according to my calculations, we actually only need one of those 4 radiators. At the moment, because we haven't started processing anything yet. So the ore tank is slowly filling up with ore, look. And our fuel, currently liquid fuel, is at 276. So if we start processing liquid fuel, yeah, 276 I think. The core temperature is maxed out there, but again, thermal energy is all good. I think the core temperature is getting a little too much. The radiators are still cooling at 16% and it's not doing enough. But then again, we're not in the vacuum of space. 278 we're on now. So has that gone up? I can't remember what I said. Yeah, it's going up. Cool. So there we go. I've stopped the processing. The ore tank is slowly going. So if I just do that... Oh yes, that works good. And then if we fast forward... Okay. 279. We're at 50 times speed. 280. I mean, it is going up. 283. Is it going up that fast? What's the slowest part of this whole thing? The ore hold is fine. I think the processing is fine. I think it's the drills. What we're getting? Ore rate is 0.05 per second, apparently. Okay, now the interesting thing will be, as we get to night time, do we have enough batteries to get through the night? Let's have a look. No. Oh, the moon's still green. Moon's still green. Yeah. It might be the ore concentration, yes. So if we're in a really bad ore place, then that might be the problem. So if we go to a place on the moon that's got good ore, double the batteries. Can you process ore into electricity? I mean, you don't need to. We've got great big solar panels. The solar panels are not the problem. See, I don't know if this will continue to... if we could get it to go through the night, I don't know if it will continue to process even when we're not looking at it. I don't know if we have to be, like, actively checking it out on the surface of the planet for it to actually do anything. It is making oxidizer and fuel. Those tanks are slowly going up. And we need more than double the electricity on that one, Brandon. Okay, let's recover it and have a look. I don't know why you'd process it into electricity. Let's give it another go. So we recovered that. Let's go back into the vehicle assembly building and see what the situation is. I don't think more than 4 drills is necessary. I do feel that carrying the ore container and the processor is wasteful. You know what? We don't actually need to carry a massive great big ore container like that. Okay. Just take that off a second. I should really do the modifications on the full version. So don't save moon miner load. So if we retract the solar panels, retract the radiators, actually take the radiators off, move the communications up to here. We'll take that off. Get rid of the ore containers and put it back. And then pop our battery banks back. Doesn't seem to want to let me put them in there. Hang on a second. Let's take the top off again. There we go, that's better. There's some really strange snapping going on here. I mean, that's not a problem. Let's try getting some more on there. Okay, that's double. I think we need more than double. There we go. It's now a powerhouse. Let's get the small ore hold. I can't even talk now. If it works, it works. I mean, I'm not sure it does work. That's why we're trying these things. So there's the large holding tank. We need a small ore holding tank. There we are, radial holding tank. It should be quite small. We'll just put one of them on the top of each of here. Because we don't actually need to hold the ore much. We should be able to process it fast enough, right? If that processing is going at full power, we can drill and process at the same time. And these solar panels, I feel, are just way too big. But they do look cool. I'm going to keep the solar panels. And then for thermal, we're going to get the small thermal control system. And I don't think that. Oh, is the small thermal system going to do the job? Can it go directly from the drills to processing unit? I don't know. But I'm not going to try it. Okay, we're going to put them here. Also, I'm not happy with the placement of those batteries. No, still not happy with it. Yeah, we'll lose those ones. And we need to move the antenna. I don't think we need one of these. I will put one on. Because why not? Like, just in case, yeah? Put it down there. Okay, we'll give this one another go. We won't take all the fuel out. We'll save it. Take the fuel out. The engines are still broken. Ugh, the engines are still broken. I mean, I suppose we don't need that like that. It does need to connect. Oh, it needs to connect to the ship beneath it. Ah. Okay. We'll put this on for testing. Can I get it in there? Oh no, that was it. There we go. Right, we'll get it in there for testing. See what happens. We'll give this one a try. Again, we'll need to put some parachutes on it. Otherwise, it's going to be an expensive experiment. There we go. Parachutes on it that we wouldn't normally have. And launch. Brandon says, I think the processing might be better done somewhere else. At the moment, I'm starting to lean towards processing should be separate to transport. Like, you have one bit for mining and processing, and you have another bit for transporting it up and down. Are you sure that's what it's meant to look like? That's what the boss said. Okay. Let's turn that back on. Right, so SAS on, activate, throttle up, and slight pitch over to the grasslands. Yeah, more pitching over. There we go, plenty of pitching over. And once we've gone past the runway, deploy chutes. Turn the SAS off. The landing legs are already out. Bearing in mind we wouldn't be using chutes on the moon. There we go. Right. So let's deploy everything with our extra batteries. It might be worth just testing it with 2 drills overnight and then just leaving it running constantly instead of trying to get all 4 drills going. So we've got little radiators this time to see if we can cope with the smaller ones, because if we don't need the big ones, why take it? It's more mass, it's more weight, it's more cost. And that looks pretty cool, doesn't it? Okay, let's start the harvester. Start the harvester, start the harvester, and start the harvester. And you can see that the ore tanks there, they are just starting to fill up. And then if we process this into the 2 different components there, we keep an eye on that thermal energy. The core temperature has been surpassed. Weird thing is, the cooling is only 16.23%. Presumably, that's because we are on the land, right? Yeah, the thermal efficiency of this thing is dropping. So we do need the bigger radiators. Are we going to survive the night time on 6,000 power though? Oh, I think we did. We survived the night time with 6,000 power. Okay, so let's try like maybe a few days mining. Oh, something stopped. Okay, so for some reason, yeah, these drills stopped on one of those rotations. Flash warning. Okay, yeah, here we go. Let's try it again. Not got quite go so fast this time. So we'll go at this speed. So at night time the power does go down, but we're still producing. Yeah, there's enough. Looks like it works good. The fuel and oxidizer are slowly rising. It certainly seems like something's using less power than it did before. We haven't got the SAS system on, so I don't know if that's something. We don't need the lights, we don't need SAS. Okay, let's try it on 1,000. Is it 1,000 that we were doing? $10,000. Here we go. Yeah, it just works. Just keeps going. Right then, what we're going to do now is the next experiment. We're going to stop this experiment. Well, I say stop this experiment. We're going to stop the things from going around. And the liquid fuel is at 14,069. Can we remember that, folks? And then what we're going to do is we're going to go back to the Space Center and see if it keeps going. So what I don't know what we'll do in the meantime. Maybe we'll go to like the tracking center and just fast forward time a little bit. Thank you, DG Egg. I knew somebody would do it. I knew somebody would do it. Okay, so if we just fast forward a little bit now. So we just do a few more days. Wow, we're nearly at years. Oh, well, we're still in year 7 apparently. Okay, we've done a couple more days, I think. There we go. We've definitely done a few more days now. If we exit the tracking station, go back down to the land, click the miner, click fly. If it's got the same amount, this is going to be a little bit rubbish, but I could kind of understand it being like that. So let's see what it is. It's loading. It's still loading. Right. Let's check the cans. Oh, look at that. It's at 16,000. So in theory, we could just leave it mining. Okay. I mean, the Convertitron is only running at 70%. But, and here's the important thing, we're not building up at ore. It's still converting enough. The only problem is if we were digging ore on a good spot of the moon, see our thermal efficiency of the drills has gone down to 42%. We definitely need the bigger flappy bits. Bigger flappy bits, and that would be good. One of the best passive money makers for something is monopropellant on the runway. Well, I'll tell you what, let's leave this experiment here. Let's go back to the Space Center and just leave it there for now. Make our amendments to the vessel, and maybe it's something that we do. I think this is going to be our fuel base. It's going to be a mobile fuel base. Yes. Elaine, hey, welcome. Definitely got flappy bits. We got flappy bits, we got wingy bits. It's all good. By the way, the giveaway is still going on. So if anybody wants to enter the giveaway, do so now. Go to entry.masterhellish.net. Okay, so there's the moon miner. What did I say we needed to change? We need to change the flappy bits. So let's get rid of those flappy bits. And we'll put it was the medium ones back on, wasn't it? So 4 medium ones gave us enough thermal breathing room. And then the batteries are fine. Monopropellant's okay. The engine's broken. We need to fix that. Too bad it's KSP, not your favourite game to watch. Ah, yes. Some people love Kerbal Space Program. Some people do not. Like, let's take the rocket off the bottom. And the connecting ring. And then... yeah, I didn't want to do that. So how is that? That's all connected. Oh, they're all connected to that tank. Wow. Unless there's a better engine that we can use, then we just fit it in a different way. Let's have a look at the engines. Let's organise the engines. Can we not do it by a different sort of filter? No. Okay, cancel that. No, cancel that. Okay. Yeah, let's close the advanced tab. We don't want that. Okay, so engines. What can we do about engine? We want something with the best ISP, I think. So vacuum ISP of the Terrier is 345. The one that I think we're using is 310, so it's not as good. There's this one, the Poodle engine. That's 350. That's the one we should probably be using. But its thrust values are not great in comparison. I mean, it doesn't need to be. No, there's not really much of a tutorial. I think these days it's way too far out. ISP. So, did I say ISP? Yes, ISP. So basically the ISP is the efficiency of the engine. So like how much oomph does it do per fuel? So what you want is really high ISP engines. So the best one I can find here for vacuum is 350. That one is apparently 380. Which is interesting. That's 300. 315. That's an aerospike engine. What? Oh, it's the electric propulsion system. 4,200 in a vacuum. I mean, that's not how it works. You got to take... That's 340 in a vacuum. Okay. I think the best one is going to be this one. The Wolfhound. 380. It's not actually connected to any fuel tanks, but... Well, that's not good. That is not meant to be attached there. Come on. It's being a little finicky. Okay, I didn't mean to do that, sorry. I meant to turn the other cam off. Cam 2. I'll tell you what. No, it can't go there. It needs to go inside. There. There we go. We got it in. I mean, I don't know whether it's fixed the problem, but we can give it a go. There we go. Right, let's see what the situation is. So you didn't miss the start of the stream? What? Oh, we've done all sorts tonight, haven't we? Right, let's save that and give this another go. Again, giving it a go, we're going to chop the bottom off. Take a lot of the fuel out the tanks. And give it some parachutes for our testing on Kerbin. There we go. See how it goes. And we can always leave it mining for a while and then recover all the fuel. Good way. Yeah, it's a good money maker. Hopefully. But really what I want to be able to do is to send things to the moon and then refuel them at the moon before sending them somewhere else. Right. SAS on. And then we'll activate the engine. Throttle it up. Oh, I forgot this engine's not as strong as the other ones. It's not actually going to be able to make us take off on Kerbin. We need to look at our thrust to weight ratio on the moon when it's full. I don't think this is ever going to take off. We're just burning through fuel here. Right, we'll turn the engine off. Let's extend everything. See if we can actually drill the launch pad as a test, I suppose. We have had some explosive stuff going on. Okay, I think that's oh no, not quite everything deployed. There we go. So start the surface harvester. Okay, it actually looks like it's working all right. Let's start all 4 of them, and then we'll start processing as well. Thermal efficiency has been reached. We are stable, and we're at 2% load. Yes. Everything is stable. Rates are okay. Right, presumably now if we do some fast forwarding, it won't all just explode. Yep, fuel's going up. So in theory, we'll have more money from recovering this than what we started with. Oh, looks like we're almost running out of sunlight each day, but not quite. And because we haven't launched, the counter hasn't actually started yet on the number of days. There we go. Tanks are almost full. Oh, now the ore is backing up. Okay, that'll do. That'll do. Recover vessel. See what we get for a full tank of that vessel. I can't remember how much it was to deploy, but it'd be interesting to see. There we go. So 84,000 in funds. Nice. And I can't remember how much it cost to deploy, so let's have a quick look. I say quick look. Loading screen, of course. 82,000 and a half. So we got a few grand out of just sitting on the launch pad for a few days. Now, we can probably use... Yes, here we are. Look, our delta V calculations to show... Look, our thrust to weight ratio is terrible. I mean, it can't even calculate it because the engine's not attached properly. That's the body type. The shroud is fine. Okay. Let's see if I can put these back on. They won't seem to attach to here, which is a shame. Can we get any structural bits to help with that? I guess maybe I could get this part, stick it on here, and then just fix the brokenness of it. Oh, it's not symmetry. Like that. It could do with going further down to protect the engine. I mean, maybe the engine could actually go upwards a little. That actually looks much better. Apparently I've got some RCS somewhere lying around. Let's pop them on. Okay. Oh, I forgot that these are attached in the wrong place. Maybe that's fine. Yep, I'm happy with that. So then we actually get a correct calculation, right? Oh, here we go. Look, thrust to weight ratio. Where's thrust to weight? 0.24. Yes. Okay, it's calculating it now. So then if we change it from Kerbin to the moon. Its thrust to weight ratio is 7.69. Is that with the fuel in it? No. Fill it up with fuel. 3.92. This will take off from the surface of the moon. It will. It will take off from the surface of the moon. Hopefully there's enough power to actually get to the moon. It's quite heavy, but there's 4 big fuel tanks. Okay. In that case, I think we're ready. Did I change the engine on this before I saved it? Let's have a look. Yes, I did change the engine. Okay. So in theory, we can retract the legs. Those legs are potentially going to bash the solar panels off, so I need to move them up. And with the solar panels just need to be the other way around, I think. Yeah, that's okay. I mean, I have no idea if this is actually going to get to the moon. But if we can get it to the moon, then I think it will work, because we've done the testing. So join me next time, where we will find out if we can get this to the moon. Oh, you guys like cliffhangers, don't you, eh? You do? I'm sure you like cliffhangers. Find out if we get it to the moon. Okay, so before we go, do you guys want me to try and do the Minmus ore mining mission on stream, or shall I do it between streams and make a little video of it? No one likes cliffhangers. I'm sure everybody does. Right? Yes, Jackamak, exactly. One hopes that it would be all good. But what do you think? Should we do? I'll do the ore one from Minmus and do it as a little video for next time. Do a highlight video. I think I should be able to have time to do that. If I've got time, that's what I'll do. We'll see. Things are rather busy at the moment. And tomorrow, I have a funny feeling I'm going to be attempting to try and fix my phone, which I really hope works. Highlight vids are good. Yes. I'll do it as a mini video at the beginning of the stream next time, just to show you me going there and actually mining it and coming back again, because we did that. We've done that already. The problem is that it just didn't land well. I think if we had more shoots, it'd have been fine. It just landed quickly. I think we hit the water at about 7 or 8 meters per second, just a little bit too fast. So, yeah, we'll do the same thing again. But that is going to be all for tonight's live stream. So at the weekend, you have Open TTD on Saturday. And I believe the title has UFOs in it, which is going to be fun. On Sunday, we're going to be back to Factorio. I'm looking forward to seeing how that series unfolds as both we play it and the viewers get to watch it. That'll be nice to see. And next week, we'll be back to our normal City Skylines on a Tuesday, and Kerbal Space Program will be back next Thursday. I don't know, but I think Kerbal Space Program might start a little late on Thursday. We'll have to see. Got a lot of things going on next week. It's a busy week. Even Brandon says, I've played an entire game since then. It was a good weekend. Me and the Viewer Plus subscribers sat down for a weekend and we had a good weekend of gaming. It was fantastic. I was so tired by the end of it. I was glad that I took Monday off work because I was no. I needed a rest. Just like these lights, staring at them for 2 days was not the best. Like for a few hours you're all right, but we did 2 days of gaming and recording, and then I did that Saturday night party Halloween stream as well. So yep, it was quite a lot. But there we go. It was good fun, and we'll do more soon. That's going to be all for now, folks. What we'll do is we'll leave that giveaway running. As soon as I see somebody's entered that giveaway, I'll do a draw and we'll see who wins that. But for now, that's going to be all. Thanks for watching, everybody. Bye for now. Take care.